cards. I had no intentions on filming today. However, I did want to make some customer thank you cards that I'll be tucking into the customer card kits that I wanted to get out this month. And I decided to put the camera on while I'm filming. I'm trying to do that more and more often, as many of you may have realized. If I'm going to be stamping and creating, why not put the camera on and bring you along with me, and hopefully you can get lots of ideas and inspiration and learn some tips and tricks along the way. So I made about 30 cards. I have about 10 more to do. So I was mass producing cards today using my leftover bits of designer series paper, some retired cardstock, and one ink pad, and I did all those cards in about an hour and a half. So I'm really hoping you enjoyed today's cards. I really enjoyed making them, and I want to send out a big thank you as well to my friend Debbie, who helped me prep for this month's card class. I really, really appreciate you, Debbie. Thank you so much. And to all of you, I appreciate you too. So without further ado, let's start stamping. So I am making some cards, and I thought I would share what I'm doing because I'm really happy with how it's turning out. So I have my Stamparatus here. So of course you can use any stamp positioner tool. And what I've done is I have a Changing Leaves card class that's going out in the mail. And these are some of the designer series papers that I cut the leaves out to use on some of the cards. And these are the leftover pieces of DSP. So what I wanted to do was, of course, use these. There's no way I wanted to toss those, right? So what I did to line up my stamps is I took a piece of the designer series paper and I just plopped it down onto my stamp positioning tool like this, and then I lined up my stamps to pick them up, lifted it up, and then now I know they're going to fit exactly where those die cuts are. I am using some retired cardstock because I had a lot I wanted to use up, and I'm just using shaded spruce ink for all of the cards because I am mass producing. I'm making 30 or so of these cards, and then just stamp it down. Okay, then when I take this off, all I'm going to do is glue this right onto my cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just taking my liquid glue, I'm just going kind of across. I'm not going right to the edge over here because some of this paper, depending on where it was cut, might not reach exactly to the edge. So I'm going to trim off the DSP once it dries onto this card base. So I'm just outlining. Okay, and then let's do a brown one here. If you wanted to, you could also emboss the card base before you put this DSP on it so that this part is raised, but I already have the embossing on that designer series paper. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and let those dry. Okay, so these are ready to trim. all I'm going to do now is just trim up the edges, and of course being careful not to get the crease of my card. I'd rather just go with my scissors for that last little bit, just to make sure I don't cut that crease with my paper cutter. And then there you go, ready for a sentiment. So I'm going to continue on with the other ones, and then I still have these pieces, which of course I will find a use for those. So I did the same thing, fold that in half and trim. I have everything trimmed, and I am just pulling out the bits and pieces that I told you I'm gonna save. You can get a lot of mileage out of your paper, especially when you spend good money. You want to get as much value out of your products. In my mind, pulling out these little bits that I don't want. So there's those, put those aside. And then these rectangle pieces. Not really rectangles, strips. Are you like that? Do you save your little bits and pieces? Honestly, I don't all the time, but when I have this many kind of from one swoop, then yes, I will save them. And I know that this would be very cool for a project as well, some kind of mixed media or something, but I am going to toss those ones. Now I just have some more. I'm just going to trim up the edges. I decided it was quicker to do all the trimming with the cutter and then go back and trim them up. And I will say I did get too close to the crease on one of the cards, so I ended up cutting it down to measure 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. So I'll just put this on a card base and use this one for something else. Okay. So we've got all the cards done. All they need are sentiments. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. Now this one obviously got glue stuck and peeled back some paper. That's all right. We'll put an embellishment or a sentiment on that. And this looks pretty cool because I had a couple of the leftover designer series pieces where they wouldn't have worked because it would have been upside down, if you know what I'm saying. But this is right side up, so I thought, well, that will work. So that looks pretty cool. And I really like this one because to me it looks like the leaves are blowing in the sky. This one's just like such a nice masculine nature-y card. Like I love how these have come out. Awesome. Okay. I don't even know how many I have here. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. This would have been 27. And then I've got these ones to do and this one in my Stamparatus, so I'll come back to those. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish these. For the sentiments, I'm going to use You Are Amazing in every single way, and I also keep all my white bits of cardstock when I'm trimming for different cards and projects. So I just pull these out of my little craft stash and I'm going to stamp on them, trim them, and put them on the cards with Stampin' and Dimensionals. And I have decided to use my adhesive strips because it's going to be quicker. So I'm going to cut them not quite as long as the sentiment. So simple, but I love how these are turning out. It has just occurred to me that I think these cards, because I thought, oh, they need some sort of embellishment, and I thought, boy, some splatters of gold paint, some gold sparkly shimmery paint, I think would be really, really pretty on these. So that is what I'm going to do. Alrighty, so I have my watercolor set. I've shown this before, and you can see there's a lot of gold splatter on everything because I've been splattering like crazy, and it's gotten on my stamps, or it's gotten on my paints. Totally fine, nothing wrong with that. And it's this gold right here that I just love to use. All right, let me shift things over, get a paintbrush. Actually, I'm just gonna use my water painter. All right, and I know I already have my sentiment on these ones, that's okay. So I'm just adding a lot of water to this, and I'm just gonna splatter on some gold. Yes, they look so pretty. Get some up here. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with that. I'm going to do it to all of them. I'm going to try the silver one. I haven't used the silver one. I know there's still gold in my brush, but that's all right. Oh, I think this is going to be pretty as well. And it is. Super pretty. Let's try it with a bit of gold as well. I'm using the white one right here. It doesn't look white because I've got some gold on it, but I want to show you because this one looks really, really pretty on the cards also. Oh, needs some more water. I'm going to add some gold to that also. The gold is my favorite. Some of the cards I decided to do portrait, and I think they all turned out so nice. All said and done, so there's just shy of 30 cards here, and I'm going to say I started about maybe an hour and a half ago. And I have my customer cards made using my recycled die cut paper. I am so happy with these. I love how they turned out. And I think they look really spectacular with the paint. They looked fine without the paint as well, but those splatters just add a little something something. Well, there you go. I just thought I would put the camera on and show you what I'm making today. And now I'm going to get these all signed and in their envelopes and popped out in the mail. A little paper hug from me to my customers and from me to you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sending you lots of love and appreciation for watching and for subscribing. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that so you don't miss my videos. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much, friends. Take care and happy stamping.